Hello YouTube, it is Mac98. As you can see from this title, this is going to be my thoughts for what Apple could do, or rumors and like a mixture of rumors and a mixture of facts and a mixture of stuff that I want for the second generation iPad. Let's start with the first thing. Obviously, that would be a camera, because there is no really reason why I need a camera. Just I could use it to chat on Skype with people, and you could also use it to I don't know, maybe take YouTube videos. Although I don't think you could edit on something like that. Like, just do stuff that you'd expect to do with a camera. Video chat, maybe record video on, like, play with Photo Booth, for instance. Photo Booth would be nice. So now I do think that there is a camera coming to it. This is more of like a fact that Apple's definitely going to put one in, because must have been pulled from the first generation, because before the iPad launch date on April 3rd, which is when I recorded the last video that I made about the iPad, they said that there was a slot for the camera that goes in, and also now with the SDK and the beta testing, there's take picture as one, but it really does think it has a camera, so that must have been pulled at last moment. Second thing is, this is more of a rumor. A OLED screen. Now the IPS LED screen right now, it costs about $60 to $70 to put into an iPad, which I think is good. Now, a OLED screen to put into a iPad would be $500, and that would like skyrocket the price of the iPad, which I'm sure Apple does not want to do. So I don't think we will be able to see a OLED screen anytime soon in any Apple product, except for the iPhone, which has a very tiny screen. Third thing, this is a rumor and definitely is never going to happen. Flash. Guys, stop complaining about Flash. Watch YouTube videos. I know that it doesn't work for games or anything else like that, but imagine having a computer game that you need to type with the keys, the trackpad, or a mouse if you have a desktop. It just wouldn't make sense. And for the YouTube video, for all the other videos that are on the web, people are transferring over to HTML5 and JavaScript every day. So I'm guessing by 2012, Flash will be extinct, and HTML5 will be like the brand new thing. So please just stop complaining about Flash. It will decrease the battery life, and right now Apple's fighting with Adobe, so definitely no Flash. Now obviously there would just be some obvious tweaks, enhancements, faster processor, more memory. People are starting to think that there's going to be a lower price. Remember at the beginning when the iPad was first launched, Steve Jobs, in the video, I think it was Phil Schiller, said that normally stuff starts at a high price and it gets lower. So they already lowered the price to the minimum for the technology. I really doubt it's going to go down any more in the next few years, until technology becomes really cheap. Then they can afford to bring it down. Multitasking has been covered. It's coming out in the fall with iPhone OS 4. Now, people are starting to say that it's going to be more of a different multitasking than iPhone OS 4 on the iPod Touch 3rd generation or iPhone 3GS. I doubt it. I doubt that they're going to do anything different. It will look nice, I think. Also, folders will also come. Let's see. people are saying there's starting to become a rumor about a iPad Mini. Really, that does not make sense. I can't believe what people dream up today. It's like it's crazy. There's an iPad, there's an iPod Touch. If you want something big, get an iPad. If you want something small, get an iPod Touch. There really shouldn't be anything in the middle. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense unless that's like a premium. It just doesn't make sense for that to happen. Now I would like it to have. This is what I think they're gonna do. I would think that they would have 32, 64, or 100 and 128. I don't think they'll be putting any more on that because that's probably what the 32, 64, and 128 is probably going to be what the iPod Touch 3rd generation brings. And I mean 4th generation brings with the camera and all the other stuff. I did a leak of that in a different video. But obviously I think they're going to have the iPod Touch and iPad will have 32, 64, 128. The A4 processor, I would guess it would be bumped to 1.5 gigahertz, maybe even 2 gigahertz, depending on how technology progresses throughout the year, which right now it's not that much, ever since CES and Macworld and all that other stuff. But I'm sure there's new stuff arriving, and that will make the iPad a lot faster. Now, what am I going to do? I am obviously going to go for the iPad 2. I really believe in the iPad 1, but seriously, I don't want to get mad that I made this purchase too early, and all of a sudden they have all the stuff I've ever wanted, like the camera, the faster processor, more memory, for the same price. This is a better value, considering that I would use this as a tablet PC. I would probably use this for the Keynote, the Pages, depending on how much of a pain it is. If it's a pain to use Pages and Keynote as an iPad with a Bluetooth wireless keyboard, then I'll probably just go ahead and keep using my Mac for it. But I'll pretty much use my Mac for Flash when I'm at home or at school. I'd probably just use the iPad for portability, and when I really just want to walk around the house and watch a YouTube video, or maybe check my email while outside on the porch, or browse the internet when I get out of the pool. That would be nice. Now, I really want to get an iPad, but I think it will be worth the wait. So, seriously, if you want to know where to find me when the iPad 2 gets launched, try an Apple Store. Because I want to be one of those first people that get cheered on by the Apple Store people. Now, people are starting to say about 3G phone calls. That's possible right now. You can go and download the iCall app, which I certainly use a lot because I do not have a cell phone. I don't seem a need to have one because I have my Touch. So that's just good. So there's definitely room for improvement with the iPad. I'm sure Apple will, as I said before, they do. I don't know if I've ever said this, but they do hold back features for the first generation product. So the serious Apple Apple fans, and also geeks like me. I am a geek, but unfortunately, I don't have enough money to spend on a first generation iPad and a second generation iPad. Now, as you can see, the picture right there just zoomed out, but there should be a camera on the front. I don't know if they're gonna really put one on the back. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. I really don't think it's necessary, considering that you're not gonna just whip this thing out of your pocket unless they design iPad pants. You won't whip this thing out of your pocket and take a picture with it. Front-facing camera would be better for it. Now, for a USB port and a